video walkthrough for the final lab project, which is called the 4-minute show. This is a practical lab, and you'll need to complete all the necessary elements in order to receive full credit for this project. You click in the last module, you'll see the final lab project, the 4-minute show. These are all your instructions. You're going to be using your bounce mixes from the prior Pro Tools labs. This includes the station ID with music, that's your voice. And then the edit number 1, which was the glitch lab. Edit number 2, which is the one with the pigs and bowling. Edit number 3, which is the comedy commercial. The PSA commercial with your garage band music bed. That's with your voice. And then the last portion will be the mix song Chopping Wood that you completed. The final mix will time out to exactly 4 minutes. Most of the timings will be approximate. You'll see here the approximate length of all of those files. Yours may be plus or minus some seconds. The only one that will be different for everybody is the last audio element, which is going to be your mix of the chopping wood. And in essence, you're going to be using as much of that song as you need in order to complete the 4-minute time limit at the end. So you'll just start your song mix, and then you let it play until you reach that 4 minutes, and you'll be doing a fade out on your master fader at that point. Also, if you are missing any of these assignments, meaning you never turned them in or you didn't complete them, you can find emergency versions of each of those sessions here in this zip file that you can download. If you have the files, there's no reason for you to download this file. So this is a download only for those who are missing some or a few of those projects. You will lose 10% from this final project grade for each emergency file that you have to use. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go ahead and launch Pro Tools. Your initials final. So your initials final. Make sure that all of your settings and parameters are correct. We're using WAV file, 16-bit, 44.1. Now, I.O. settings, usually like to click in stereo mix to get that working. I'm going to leave mine alone. And then check on interleave. It's going to ask you where to put it, and I would continue to put this into your documents directory, and you're going to go ahead and use the one that you've been using for the class. Once you are in Pro Tools, go ahead and double check that you're using minutes and seconds here. Make sure you're in slip mode on the upper left hand corner and you are in Smart Tool. Now the process is simply to import all of those files, all those mix files, into your project. You have two options. You can go through File menu, choose Import Audio. You could also just locate all of those bounces and drag them in if you want. We'll go ahead and navigate to our Documents directory. I've already created a folder, and what I did is I grabbed all of the bounce mixes from all my prior Pro Tools sessions, and I placed them in here. So you'll see I have all 6 files right here. I've even renamed them so I know exactly what they are when I look at them. And I've even numbered them so that I know the correct order of the tracks once I get them into Pro Tools. So what I'll do is all at once, I'll go ahead and click on the top one, hold the Shift key, click on the bottom one. And now I'm just going to drag and drop them right into this Pro Tools session right here. I'm going to go all the way to the very beginning. And I let it go, and you'll see what happened is it automatically creates the track that it needs. In this case, it's a stereo audio track, and it places the audio right on it. So now I have all 6 of my files right here. I can zoom in, letter T, just a little bit. Make sure I'm at the very beginning. Let's get all, just for now, I'm going to edit all these later. But let's just slide these down here. Be real careful. You don't accidentally want to play them now. If you played, they would all play at the same time. All right, so basically, in essence, you've brought all of the files in. You're now ready to go ahead and start putting them in the correct order. You'll also need to, I'm going to let you do all this on your own, by the way. You do need to create your stereo master fader, which will be down here at the bottom. So let's go ahead and do track menu. We'll do new, shift command N. And we want to change this to stereo, and in here we want to set it to a master fader track. And it puts it here at the bottom. If it didn't put it at the bottom, you can always click and you can drag it wherever you need it. So that's the master fader. Also, I want you to rename all of these according to what the Canvas assignment says. You'll see here it says name them station ID, PT edit 1, all of these names. And then you go ahead and start to do your edits. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and pause this video. I'll make all of the changes and I'll set this up just like it's going to look when it's finished. All right. Since this is your final, you're going to need to do all of this on your own, but I will show you a before and then I'll show you the after so you can see what yours should end up looking like. Okay, so I'll go ahead and pause and I'll come back with the finished product. All right, so we're back. I have lined up all of my bounce mixes in order. You can see they go from the top to the bottom, almost like a stair step. And I've renamed all my tracks, station ID, PT edit 1, etc. I have put in my automation. There's going to be automation at the end of the station ID, which is this line here. There'll also be automation at the end of the edit number 2, which is this line here. And then your master fader will have automation for the very end of the 4-minute show, which is going to occur during that chopping wood mix. Notice I cut the chopping wood mix right here, and then I faded it out. A nice 4-second, 5-second fade there. And so this is what it should look like. It goes from one to the next. There should be no, obvious dead space. It should not overlap too much, but it should have a nice flow as you go from element to element. And the whole thing has to be exactly 4 minutes. Other than that, the only little tricks I did was I did bump up the edit number 3. It was a little bit soft, so I used the clip gain. That's the lower left-hand corner. I just bumped it up by plus 1.7. I also did that to my second Pro Tools edit mix, which was called PT edit 1. That's the glitch. For whatever reason, it was a little bit soft too, so I went ahead and bumped that one about plus 4 dB. I just want to make sure as I go from element to element that everything has the same energy, or at least the same approximate volume. All right, last step is to go ahead and do your bounce mix. So you're going to go from the end of that fade, which is right about 4 minutes. You're going to drag all the way to the left. You go ahead and go through that file menu and choose bounce mix. You'll give this a solid name. Mine says GD final. I'll call it 4-minute program. Make sure it's a file type MP3. Make sure your output is whatever your output is you're using. Here, make sure the file format must say interleave. Do not let it say multiple mono or mono. Sample rate is 44.1. And right now it's going into my session folder. I might want a prompt for location so I know exactly where it's going. So I'll go ahead and choose bounce. And then I'll put this into our projects, which is right here in my documents directory. And it'll just show up here. I'll click open. It lets me tag it for the MP3. And again, I just click open here as well, or OK. That's finished. You go ahead and quit it. I'd save it to Command S. Q. Now you can click Start Assignment. Drag it up to the rocket ship. Go locate your bounce. Listen to it first, by the way, make sure it's right. Drag it into the rocket ship. And before you click Submit, you're going to go ahead and choose Comment. And you're going to see a series of 5 questions. And you go ahead and answer those in as a comment. Do not do text entry. Just do comment and then go ahead and type your responses to each of those questions. Once you're finished, go ahead and click Submit Assignment. Congrats.